If you're a guitar player, you might find this relatable. One of your favorite guitar brands has come out with some new piece of gear and it seems right up your alley. But before you order, you actually want to check out how it sounds. And luckily it's 2023 and you don't have to watch some painful, self-loathing marketing videos by those brands. You're just gonna watch your favorite YouTuber and see what he or she has to say about that, because that YouTuber always reassures you that
this isn't sponsored by Joby or Shaw.
This is not a sponsored video.
I should point out this video is not sponsored by Chase Bliss or anyone else.
Okay, perfect. Time to lean back then and watch an actual objective and neutral review, right? Actually, that is only part of the truth. Even though some of these videos are not technically sponsored, there are still a couple reasons why YouTube guitarists and their reviews might be heavily biased sometimes. Okay, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, who is this guy? And how does he know? Yeah, who in the hell is that guy? I've never heard of him. So, to keep it short, my name is Joey. I've been working with brands in the guitar and pro audio industry for a couple of years now. And on top of that, I'm a content creator myself. I'm mostly on Instagram, but I've been building this YouTube channel for the past couple months. So whatever I'm going to say about YouTubers the next couple minutes also counts for me, because I'm definitely affected by this as well. Now, to understand why YouTubers can still be super biased even though videos might not be sponsored, we need to actually understand how YouTubers in music make money. And of course that is different for everyone, but what is most common are these three streams of income. First revenue stream is YouTube ad revenue, also called YouTube AdSense. What that basically means is anytime you watch a video by a YouTuber and you see an ad popping up during that video, that YouTuber now gets a little bit of money based on that viewed ad. Now the reality is, YouTube doesn't pay huge amounts of money to musicians or people who publish content in the music category. If you're a finance YouTuber, that's a different story. You're making way more money, but for us musicians, it's not a lot. So it's safe to say, as creators in the music sphere, we need to find other revenue streams. And that brings us to revenue stream number 2, which is affiliate links. Have you ever seen these affiliate links in the description box of YouTubers? That is some sort of affiliate marketing. So whenever you click on one of these affiliate links and you buy something via that link, said YouTuber who put up the link gets a little bit of money. The reality of all the affiliate marketing though is it doesn't pay a lot of money. So that revenue stream alone also can't really pay a YouTuber's bills. So there is a need for a third revenue stream, and that is where it gets a little bit problematic, and that is working with brands. Working with brands means investing in a relationship between the brand and a YouTuber, because the YouTuber has all the reach and is watched by a lot of people, and the brand wants to get a new product into the market. That seems like the perfect connection, right? And the YouTuber needs a little bit of money to make a living, and brands usually do have money. So as you can see, there's some sort of dependence growing. Brands need YouTubers, YouTubers need brands. Therefore, good relationships actually make a lot of sense and are worth investing in. So in other words, there is a necessity for a YouTuber to work with brands. A, you need the money. B, you want to have these relationships that you find valuable. And C, who doesn't love brands, right? We all grew up loving Gibson, Fender, Marshall, Vox, Orange, Mesa Boogie, right?
Isn't it cool to work with brands?
And actually, why is this an issue? If the YouTuber just says, hey, I'm sponsored, or hey, I'm not sponsored, the whole issue is non-existent, right? Unfortunately, it's not all that easy, and I'm gonna give you 3 examples of cooperations between YouTubers and brands that happen in reality all the time, which would count as non-sponsored, but are still highly biased. So the first example would be a mid-sized channel that wants to grow faster. The YouTuber wants to work with a certain brand but knows he's not big enough yet to work with said brand. He starts doing reviews and content about that brand, mentioning that brand all the time and speaking highly positive about that brand because said YouTuber likes that brand a lot. And the entire intention behind publishing that content, even though you're not sponsored, is to first publish that content and then contact the brand and say, hey, this is what I can do. I speak highly about your brand. Would that be something that is interesting for you? It just perfectly fits this "what have you done for me lately" narrative that brands so often value. And therefore, you might have seen content by a YouTuber that was technically not sponsored, but there was a clear intention behind that to actually later go to that brand and say, hey, this is cool content, isn't it? Shall we do this more often? And of course, these videos would not be neutral, they would not be super objective, they would be overwhelmingly positive, because that's everything a brand would like. So this is my first example why
Not sponsored.
it's not quite a label for a neutral review. And here is example number 2. Let's just say a brand and we agree on some sort of a gentleman's agreement. Something like the marketing representative of a pedal company and we agree on the fact that I need to try their new pedal. And if I really like it, I could do a video about it, but I don't have to. There's no money involved. It's just like, hey, try out this pedal. And if you like it, hey, maybe you could do a video. If you don't, that's fine too, just send back the pedal. And this is actually something that happens in the music industry all the time. These kinds of gentleman agreements.
Hey, we just send you a box of stuff if you want to. Try it out if you want to. No strings attached. If you don't like it, just send it back, no problem.
But let's be honest, guys. What actually happens here is you as an artist, as a musician, you're flattered that a brand says that to you. You're flattered that they send these pedals to you. In such a situation, can we even avoid that our judgment is clouded? Because my opinion is no. Definitely not. And full disclosure, I have been guilty of this too. I have been dreaming about working with brands since I was a little kid. Brands mean something to us as guitar players. That's just a natural thing. But it also creates this issue of, if I'm not gonna do that now, if I'm not gonna post a video, they're going to be pissed maybe, and then this might be the end of a good relationship with the brand I love so much, right? So it's that kind of psychological thing that happens here. They just give you something and say, hey, just try this out. And you're just like,
wow, new pedals, a brand sends me pedals, that's awesome.
and then of course you're gonna do a video, right? That's what you do. And is that video review gonna be positive? I guess in 95% of all cases, that's a clear yes. So again, not sponsored because there was no money involved, but still not really neutral, right? But I still want to give you a third example because I really think we're breaking grounds here. So let's say a YouTuber reaches out to a brand but gets turned down because the brand says,
Hey, right now is not an okay time, maybe next year or something, let's just keep in touch.
this is something that happens all the time. Not every brand is always ready for marketing activities. But let's say a year goes by and in the meantime that brand has released some shit products. Will a YouTuber who is always in need of good connections with a brand really risk a future engagement with said brand by shouting out products that he or she finds bad? I highly doubt it, because there might be a co-op on the horizon in a couple months or in a year from now. Why would you possibly risk that? And this is what I mean by the friction between brands and YouTubers, the necessity of YouTubers to cooperate with brands because the financial incentive is just there, and the dependence of brands on YouTubers to get their product in the wider market. So what do we take from that? Is what I described all bad? I would say absolutely not, because that's just the way the creator economy works. That's just the way an entire industry markets new products. You could say it's always been that way in marketing, and that's probably right. Still, I think it's important to talk about these things because not sponsored really doesn't mean it's automatically going to be an objective review. I feel like that as long as we are aware of the fact that a non-sponsored video still means a video can be super biased depending on the YouTuber's relationship with that brand, I think we're still good. But it's just important to keep that in mind. Technically, non-sponsored does mean you can say whatever you want, but also you never would, because as a YouTuber, that would mean you just ruin your business. And that's just in no way, shape, or form a reality. And I definitely speak for myself when I say this. I am not objective. We as humans are subjects, and we judge things by how we feel. So it's never gonna be purely objective. But I wanted to get this out because as much as we as YouTubers have the ability to call a spade, we also cannot ruin business opportunities, because this industry lives off of the cooperation between brands and musicians. The collaboration between both is what keeps this industry alive. So we're not just YouTubers, we're also customers of said brands. So I think the ecosystem between brands and YouTubers and musicians in general is healthy, but it's important to be transparent about the fact that we can never truly be neutral in these situations. So next time you see one of these reviews and somebody tells you,
This video is not sponsored, I bought this pedal myself.
keep in mind that it's still important to think critically and to make up your own mind to test these pedals or products, whatever it is, yourself, and form your own opinion about something. All these videos can help you, but in the end, you are the judge and you make the final decision. And that's it for today, folks. I hope you had fun with this video. If you did, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.